Last week I teased you all about a theory that I had for you about a certain character in the Dragon Prince and why I think this character is going to leave us all very surprised in Season 5. So, yeah, this is that video. Let's talk about it. What's going on, everyone? James here, and yes, today we're talking all about Claudia for Season 5 of the Dragon Prince. Guys, this is a character that at one point I thought, she's a puppet. In Season 4, I figured, whatever, she's not going to do much. However, I have a theory and reason to believe that not only will Claudia be incredibly powerful in Season 5, but I think we're still going to have her stick around for the final season of this series in Season 7. Now, before we get into my theory and some context as to why I believe in this theory, if it is your first time here at the channel, welcome to Real James, where I love talking about movies, TV, all the news in between, and shows like The Dragon Prince. So if you love that too and you're a big fan, hit the big red button below, subscribe to the channel, tap on that bell, and hit the thumbs up button so more fans of The Dragon Prince can see this video. And yes, July 27th is when Season 5 drops, so you know I'm going to be reacting to every episode, reviewing the season, and so much more. But for this video, guys, get loud down below in the comments and let me know what you think of my theory, and give me your thoughts on Claudia as well. So let's backtrack to a couple of tweets last week that really made me raise my eyebrows. On the now completely broken platform Twitter, Dragon Prince creator Ehasz quote tweeted another user who actually tweeted out a pretty cool video where they spliced together Katara waterbending and Claudia fighting Katara. And then Ehasz says in this tweet, "This is fun. Hashtag Avatar The Last Airbender, hashtag The Dragon Prince." And in parentheses he wrote, "By the way, Katara would win at waterbending, but Season 7 Claudia might overpower her in other ways." Yes, let's reread that part. Season 7 Claudia might overpower her in many ways. First of all, we're already getting talk about Season 7? Here I was thinking that Vilas Spansberg, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, forgive me if I'm wrong, he posted something on Instagram a few weeks ago doing some sort of animation and drawing and work for Season 6. So I thought, they're working pretty far ahead. I mean, that's as far ahead as I thought they were going to work, but it sounds like they're already writing for Season 7. I mean, I know that's not the most abnormal thing, especially when it comes to television series, but Ehasz has a plan for Claudia, and this confirms two things. One, the very obvious thing, that Claudia is going to live into Season 7, which is the final season of this series. But then, there's another thing that confirms. Well, at least in my opinion. So, let me preface what I'm about to say with this. In the Season 5 trailer, remember that Aaravos said this about Claudia? "I sense Claudia approaching. Others are near as well. But no matter. Your daughter is far more powerful." It's that last part of Aaravos' quote that I want to hang on and hinge my theory on as well. Your daughter is far more powerful. To me, in the years that, well, Viren was knocked unconscious, it seems like Claudia and Aaravos got kind of close, and Aaravos pretty much began to lay the seeds to take over not only Claudia, but to make Claudia the person who pretty much carries out or helps carry out the bulk of his mission while he is in prison. So now it's time to get into my theory. So you have those two things, right? You got the tweet from Ehasz that confirms Season 7 Claudia would even overpower Katara in many ways, which is mind-blowing to me, which speaks to Claudia's power by the time we get to Season 7 at least. And then you have Aaravos in the Season 5 trailer that says, it's no matter. Who cares about the other people? Because Claudia is more powerful than anyone. Well, maybe anyone except for Aaravos. So, here's my theory, guys. In Season 5, right? Claudia, in my opinion, is going to become Aaravos' right-hand woman. Not only will she be able to carry out his mission while, of course, Aaravos is still in prison, but in my opinion, he's going to unlock something in Claudia that we've never seen before. She's going to go full villain mode. I know she was towing the line in previous seasons, especially in seasons 3 and 4, but it feels like from everything we've heard, seen, and of course read online, Claudia is going to be his new puppet and probably going to go 110% villain. You know how Viren in the trailer looked like he was going to save Claudia, who was sinking to the depths of the ocean? Well, this is my thought on that. Viren probably has snapped out of Aaravos' curse, or his, I don't know, his hold on Viren. So Viren's diving to save his daughter, but what if it's Viren that saves Claudia, sacrificing his own life, and then Claudia just kind of gets filled with rage and anger, and Aaravos says, you know, we should channel this into the people who really killed your father. You know, things like that. We've seen these story turns and character turns before, but I have a feeling that Aaravos is preying right now on Claudia's sense of protection over her father. But also, if Viren dies, and Aaravos can somehow frame it in Claudia's mind that it was Callum and the gang that did that, and all of Xadia, it's about to be a bad showdown. And how about we take it one step further, because clearly Aaron Ehasz is already thinking about Season 7 Claudia. So here's the thing. If Season 7 Claudia is fully realized as a villain and can even overpower a waterbender like Katara, well, I think that Claudia will eventually become stronger than the man who unlocked this evil inside of her, Aaravos. And that's not all. I think in Season 7, Claudia kills Aaravos. Could y'all even imagine that? Did that even kind of go through your mind before getting into Season 5? I don't think it got through my mind, but I will say after reading everything, I think that's what's going to happen. But the question is, why would Claudia kill Aaravos? Well, I think we're going to have to remember all the events in Season 5 because it's going to come into play by Season 7, like I just mentioned. Aaravos is eventually going to kill Viren, if not by his own hand, he's going to lead Viren to his death, or just let him die since he has no use for Viren at all and is now focusing all of his efforts onto Claudia. That might actually trigger a sort of flashback in Claudia's mind though, and it's going to be something we're going to have to pay attention to in Season 5. I'm going to pay attention closely to Claudia's body language, especially when communicating with Aaravos or in Aaravos' presence if we get that in this upcoming season. Because if Claudia is, well, we know she is one to not really forget things, but if she is going to have that anger and that vengeance unlocked inside of her, it's going to have to come based on a pretty traumatic experience in her life. And hey, she's putting all her resources into saving Viren. She did some pretty unspeakable things apparently when Viren was knocked unconscious. So if all of that is for naught and it's wasted, and she finds out it was Aaravos who even tried to kill her father or actually was her father's murderer, guys, I think Claudia is diving off the deep end. But I do not think that Claudia killing Aaravos would be the final scene of this series. Here's what I think happens in Season 7 too. Claudia will not only be the main villain for the final season of the series, but I don't think that Claudia potentially killing Aaravos is what's going to happen in the very final episode of Season 7. Instead, I think Season 7 is going to surround Claudia being the main villain for the series. And then it might be a certain unexpected character to kill Claudia. Hey, we all know this character once had an affinity for Claudia. We know that's washed away. However, I can still see this being hard for him to do. So, if Claudia is the overarching villain, if she becomes the new Thanos in Season 7, I think Callum is the one to kill Claudia. Which would be entirely heartbreaking for Callum to even fathom, and it might even be hard for him to do. However, I think it'll be an easier decision for him because before this happens, I'm going to take my theory another step further. Claudia is going to injure or kill many people in Xadia, including those close to Callum. She would probably injure King Ezran, most likely bring Rayla close to her death, and you also have Amaya. And here's the thing. I think Claudia could be the person to kill Amaya if it comes down to that. And if that happens, y'all, the internet's going to explode. We're going to be angry. We're going to be upset because this is Claudia, like I mentioned, going off the deep end. But Amaya is like she's so nice, you know? However, I don't know if that would be the most shocking turn of events. If it were up to me, I might even write into this storyline that Claudia kills her own brother Soren. I mean, I can see it, right? Soren, Claudia, in the midst of battle, and Soren understanding that Claudia could still be good, but then sees her do something like injuring Ezrin, injuring Rayla, maybe even killing Amaya. Then Soren says, that's it, there's no smidge of good left in my sister. Goes and tries to defeat Claudia and stop her from continuing to pour down war and bloodshed. So what does Soren do? Soren probably goes and gets himself killed, and Claudia doesn't realize in her fit of rage and anger, she turns around, doesn't know it's Soren, well, delivers whatever sort of magic or whatever sort of blast and kills Soren. Like, can you imagine, guys? I mean, we've seen this before in comic book stories. We've seen this before in television and film, right? But I think this would hit a little bit harder. So if you had to ask me, if the writers go that route for season 7, y'all, I think we would all be in shambles. So I guess the moral of this theory is Claudia is the person we need to worry about, not Aaravos. That doesn't stop me from wanting more Aaravos in season 5. We do know that the mystery of Aaravos is a saga in this series, right? So the Dragon Prince began with books 1 through 3, but now with books 4 through 6, this is his arc. This is Aaravos' arc. And I think it's all going to culminate to season 7, which will eventually be Claudia being the main villain, and Aaravos, once the puppet master, becomes the puppet. So, y'all, I'm getting excited talking about it. Oh, man. And there you have it. That's my theory for Claudia in season 5 of The Dragon Prince and beyond. A huge thanks to Aaron Ehasz for even throwing that quote tweet out there. Maybe he's trying to make me do these videos. Heck, he might as well come on the channel and talk about it with me. One can only pray and hope. But y'all, there you have it again. That's my theory for this week. There might be more theories coming down the road. I kind of have another one I'm working with, so if you do want to see it, let me know in the comments. But while you're here, hit the big red button below, subscribe to the channel, tap on that bell, and hit the thumbs up button for more videos just like this. And y'all, let me know your thoughts on my theory. Am I totally out of my mind, or can you see something like this happening for the rest of this series? Oh man, guys, if Claudia, listen, Claudia is gonna make us all upset in season 5, isn't she? I know she is. I know it. Alrighty, y'all, again, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you at the next screening.